And then I forgot you were bringing the date, and then we had someone drop out, and I said, do you want to host?
Can the date do time?
And then he says, do I have to bark?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
the last time-
That's not
No,
smooth
because
if you have to bark with a date.
That's
Well,
why he
listen.
was asking, but now it makes sense. I thought you were asking, do I have to bark because you didn't want to do it, but you were saying, do I have to bark because I have my date with me? That's why you asked.
Because the last time I brought a
Stop
date...
pointing your finger at me.
Listen, because I actually wanted to address it.
We will always be friends forever. Yeah, forever.
Welcome to Your Only Friends, where friendship is first and comedy is always. I'm your host, Jared Dykas. This is a reminder, we are your only friends. On today's episode of Your Only Friends, I believe it's episode 29, we have two powerhouse comedians slash business owners, or whatever you call them. Yeah, Dylan has a business.
I do.
Should be your
They
only
are, hey, we're doing the intro.
Oh, sorry.
They are, in many ways, people that I look up to inside of comedy, and they are friends of mine. I want to bring back Kenny Garcia to the show and welcome Dylan Vattelana.
What's up? What's up? I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Can I get a pound or something?
Oh, yeah.
sure.
You had your
Sorry.
hand out. I didn't know if
Yeah.
you wanted to shake it. Sorry.
Did you guys not call this your only acquaintances because you didn't know how to spell it?
It's a tough word.
Forget this shit.
Because I'm only friends with one person here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nard, you've been on the show before.
As an
and,
acquaintance.
And now I feel like we've even built above that, and we're more than acquaintances.
I think it went down, if I'm being honest.
If you were in an emergency situation, would you call him?
Yeah.
Would I pick up?
Would you answer?
Yeah, I
Is that
think
a
you
better
would
question?
pick up. I think you would
not.
pick up.
I might
don't
pick up
think-
just out of curiosity.
Yeah, because he doesn't know who the number is.
Yeah, and then I would be like, no hablo.
You don't. That's
all I know.
not good Spanish.
Yeah.
I'd like to address your iPhone that you have so flagrantly on the table right now. Is this one of the new ones? It is one of the coolest iPhones that I have seen.
Yes, it's the new iPhone.
It's the new iPhone.
17, I believe.
What would you rate this 17
Just
iPhone?
as good as the 16.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
but it's a different
I
color.
got this one for free, which was
Because
nice because I paid off the previous phone, and then Apple or AT&T were like, "Do you want a new one for $1?"
okay.
I was like, "Sure."
for $1.
$1.
What does that have that the other one didn't?
So this has a massaging mechanism on it, which is really cool.
Yeah,
So, but it's too rough.
It's too rough. You can't adjust it.
I can't adjust it down.
yeah.
So I don't even use it.
The 18 will have the adjustable.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
So it's been nice.
That's
nice.
terrible.
That's good.
Yeah, it has a taser in it.
Okay.
Tasers.
And those two buttons are right next to each other.
Yeah, I get it. Maybe that's what's happening.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
It's too rough.
Dylan, you've never been on the show before. I wanted you to be here for a long time. I did want to let you know that I watched the two Dave Chappelle's specials
yeah.
that you told me to watch, and then
Killing him softly and for
You've
what
never
it's
heard
worth.
of Dave Chappelle before, Dylan?
He
No,
never watched those
I
specials.
never
his
watched
first two
this-
specials.
yeah.
Kill him softly and for what it's worth.
And then let
Orangutan.
the
That was a good Chappelle.
I guess.
Orangutan.
Orangutan. Yeah.
That's
Throw it in the tall bush.
Chip.
Yeah.
That's that
How
way.
long it took me to teach this monkey.
Can we say jerk off on this podcast? Yeah.
What can't we say?
He goes, the bit was really good because they were trying to say that's how you got AIDS was for monkeys. I believe you don't go fucking monkeys and then go back
Yeah,
to
you're
people.
not gonna hook up with a monkey. I got orangutan on Thursday. I got Charlene on Friday.
Orangutan.
Yeah.
Is that also the one where he's coming up people on the bus?
No, that was for what it's worth.
That's a good. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
but I also listened to David Tell's.
Oh, Skanks for the Memories.
That had me on my bed in tears.
Yeah.
I thought that was just as like a fan of watching.
Why are
like,
we recording this? Couldn't we have just done this over pizza?
Listen, I was at a show last week.
Megalomaniac to just want to record us talking. We could just do this over cigars and shit.
It's not for us. It's for the 87 subscribers that we now have.
Why don't we just
You have
invite them
87
next?
subscribers. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I had 67 before Maddie, and then now I'm at 87. I
Maddie,
mean, why do you think I'm wearing this jacket right
She
now?
moves numbers, baby.
She does.
Yeah.
Now, how about this? We've only been doing this for a couple of minutes. How would you rate this so far, and compared to the
So
other
far,
ones?
compared to the original Kenny Garcia episode, I mean, that was like a magnitude when it came out for the culture of the St. Pete comedy scene.
It moved needles.
It moved needles forward.
He went from 4 to 11 subscribers.
That's a lot. That's like 120%
It was
increase.
pretty good.
I think like that was the moment where people looked at me and they were like, "Oh wait, this open micer gets booked on showcases." You know what I mean? And then from there, my life has changed from 5 minutes to 8-minute sets at showcases. So
Even that's a stretch. when we do the
material
lineups-
hasn't changed,
when
but
we
he
do
just
the
has to
lineups-
fill more
when
time.
we do the lineups and I see the lineup, I see Jared, I go, I make this noise.
shut up,
I do the-
dude.
you start
You
doing the-
texted me today.
You start
and
doing
asked
the
me to
math
host
on the
show.
time, and you're like, ah, boy.
Shut up, dude. You were like,
We're not gonna be able to fill this show here.
yeah, right.
Oh god.
I wasn't even gonna go to the show today, and you asked me to host.
Yeah, and then you asked a really crazy, selfish question.
What was the question?
Which was what?
I want to hear him say
No,
it.
okay.
What was the question?
Okay, so the last time that I brought a date to Clearwater Comedy
Oh, that's
Club.
right. You had a date tonight. You asked me for free tickets for tonight.
Okay, and
fair.
so
No,
no,
that wasn't even the question.
I asked them 2 for $20, which is
And I said you can go for free.
phenomenal.
That's great.
Yeah. And
But-
then I forgot you were bringing the date, and then we had someone drop out, and I said, do you want to host?
Can the date do time?
And then he says, do I have to bark?
Oh
Because
yeah,
the last time-
that's not
no,
smooth
because
if you have
the-
to bark with a date.
That's
Well,
why he
listen.
was asking, but now it makes sense. I thought you were asking, do I have to bark because you didn't want to do it, but you were saying, do I have to bark because I have my date with me? That's why you asked.
Because the last time I brought a
Stop
date,
pointing your finger at me.
Listen, because I actually wanted to address it. Dude, I'm taking this jacket off. I'm hot as shit.
You, the last time you brought a date,
To Clearwater Comedy Club.
Same girl or different girl?
Different girl.
Okay.
It was raining out, and Kenny made me bark before she got me.
I
there.
can't make
he
you do.
made me. He
I
said,
can't make you do it. I can't
Well,
make
nobody
you do
made you. You wanted to do
But
time.
then he like got my neck and was.
I wasn't
he-
even there.
You weren't even
there. Well, yes, you were. You were there.
Why'd your voice crack?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
He's getting very angry.
I'm getting
You're only
very
acquaintance.
defensive.
We are supposed to be friends here.
You're only a acquaintance.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Why away?
Kenny, why did you come back? Did you? Is there anything that you want to get off your chest?
Why did you come back as a
are
hell
you
of a
doing,
question?
Are you
Why are
doing
you
community
here?
service hours right now? What
I
is?
came because Dylan is one of my dearest and closest friends.
How do you two know each other?
You asked me to do the podcast. I said you should check with Dylan first because I want him to shine.
I said no, but then you said Kenny insists, and I was like, fine, if he
then
already
you
agreed.
then you said something that is very near and dear to me. You go, it would mean a lot to me.
It would mean a lot.
So I was like, how am I gonna say no to that?
Yeah. But
And so
remember,
here
I
we
said
are.
it would mean a lot if he wasn't here. And then we showed up, and I saw him, and I had to be like, "What's up, man? Nice to see you again."
That's why you were weird.
Yeah, I was a little strange
Yeah, it
outside.
was.
I didn't know you were gonna be
How
here.
long have you guys known each other? How many years?
Since I moved here,
Yeah,
Really?
we met playing basketball.
You moved here just before I moved here, right? I think you got here a couple months before me,
I got
and we
here-
met playing basketball.
I
You guys met as two individual comedians.
I've never been another person, so I can only meet people as individuals.
Wait, so but you guys just randomly met and then you
I don't
like
think it was random. I put together a basketball game.
Yeah, and John Jacobs was
Okay.
playing. It was outside over in Tampa.
It was outside my apartment in
Yeah,
Tampa.
and John asked me to play because I'd come down here a couple years ago and featured at the Improv at the time, now Funny Bone, and John was the MC. So
John was always the MC.
yeah, he still is maybe now. Now John's doing some big stuff, dude.
$200 a week at the Funny Bone for
That's not bad. And you get free meals. Anyway, so we started playing basketball, and then I didn't know he was a comedian. And
John is a friend.
John is a friend. Yeah.
John is a friend.
He should be on this podcast.
Yeah.
Who's that? John?
John Jacobs.
John Jacobs.
John
You
Jacobs.
should get John Jacobs on the podcast.
Yeah.
Does he have blonde hair?
He's got a lot of hair.
Dirty blonde.
He's like dirty
He
blonde,
actually
long
would be
hair.
very-
Did you ever
on the
like
podcast.
wake up on a couch? That's his hair.
Stop, dude.
No, I'm not even kidding. He
I know
sleeps
you're
sometimes.
talking
He
about. I know
couch
you're
surfers
talking
from
about.
time
I
to
see
time.
him.
Very funny
sometimes.
guy.
Yeah, I hear
Hilarious.
some great things about
Yeah.
him.
We said it the other day. Friends.
Friends.
No, he said hilarious. You said hilarious.
That's
Yeah,
true.
because we're friends.
Well, he's got an accent. He's from New York.
And you're from Virginia.
Yeah, so I say it correctly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe I should say it like this and could talk like this for a little bit. Hilarious.
All right. So I had a bunch of questions. Kenny got me really mad, and then I ripped them open.
Yeah, why did you do that? That's
I don't
impulsive.
know.
I gotta be honest with you, that felt a little showy to me. Like,
Yeah.
if there were no cameras here, I don't think he would have did that.
He might have put the sound in afterwards.
Yeah, so this is all a show.
It felt showy. What was on that paper?
Go fetch it.
Go get it.
No, I remember questions
let's get
on
to
there.
it.
Okay, so here's one question. Have you ever like thought of a joke and you were like, but it was about you somehow and it was a little bit too true, so you didn't write it or you didn't even tell it?
This is the stupidest question I've ever
No,
heard
it's
in my
not.
whole life. Have you ever thought of a joke that was about you, but
That's
you didn't
too
tell
true
it?
for you to tell.
It was you didn't want to show that much vulnerability.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
in terms of yourself. Well, dude, stop.
But then you do the joke anyway because you're not a pussy.
Okay, well then that's what I need to hear.
Well, comedy is vulnerability. You're being vulnerable is some of the best comedy. So, yeah, probably. I mean, I've definitely tried it and then it didn't work, and I was like, okay, I probably shouldn't have shared that
Did it
with
make
those
you
6
feel
people.
worse? Did it make you feel worse?
No, a little bit relieving, because it's like getting it out. It's like a lot of people say it's like therapy. Comedy's not therapy. Just do jokes.
I hate people who say comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
It's not-
therapeutic to go on stage.
Yeah, I don't even have a therapist. You should get a therapist.
You should not do comedy.
No,
And get a therapist.
no. we
As a matter of fact, your therapist has a better shot at being funny
Yeah.
with all of the shit that's wrong with you.
she's written it all down. You haven't written anything.
You don't go
Okay.
to a female therapist.
I go to a female therapist.
Nuts.
Really?
Anywho.
What's a female? Well, I like female psychiatrists. I like my therapist to be.
I'm just not learning those are two different things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought they were the same thing.
No.
How fucked up are you, bro? You have a psychiatrist and a therapist.
Okay, most people have psychiatrists.
If I was your friend, I would know the answer to this. But
Yeah, I do, but
since we're
they're too
acquaintances, I'm just learning right now.
No. Okay, here's another thing I wanted to talk about. Let's change the subject. I was at an open mic last night. And
Why couldn't we have just done this over a cigar?
Stop! You just want to. We'll go get cigars after this if you
Okay,
want. I actually can't.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're an
You had
open mic.
I was at an open mic. I'm not going to disclose
That
the
tracks.
location. Shut up. I was hosting the open mic.
Wow.
I was
Moving up.
king of
That's
recaps.
good. Yeah, they come up. What date did
anyway.
you bring to that show?
No, none. So the person who was running the light got mad at one of the comedians because he was doing crowd work. All right? And I heard the comedian argue with the person running the light after the show, and he was like, I'm tired of saying the same jokes. I want to do crowd work. What is your guys' thoughts on that situation in terms of like it's really like the comedian should write new jokes, right? It's
Sure, but at the same time, it's an open mic. You can do whatever
you want.
Yeah, like because doing crowd work is a muscle. You have to work that out if that's what you want to get good at. But in a perfect world, you just do different jokes, new jokes. But if you can't, then just do an open mic.
yeah, but I just think like the
do,
attitude
crowd
of
work.
being like I'm tired of saying the same stuff, then like write fucking new jokes, right?
Why was the guy running with the light getting mad? That's his job is to do the light, not to police the
I'm
comedians.
just putting this out there.
I want names.
No,
I think it was Jared who might have been the one.
Stop.
Who
I was on
He's
stage.
telling the story as
he's like,
somebody
"Dude."
else. This comedian on stage is really handsome.
black dungaree new jacket on. It's Travis Scott.
How do you feel about it, Jared?
Yeah, how do you feel about
I
it?
felt like the comedian should write new jokes.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, that was and he was doing crowd work pretty bad, which is why.
Yeah, it's an open mic. Everyone is doing everything bad. That's the whole point of an open mic is to just like work on whatever. As long as you're like being intentional and like trying to get a little bit better.
You're throwing spaghetti at a wall and seeing what
Yeah, you
sticks.
can see what works. And then otherwise you're just wasting your own time if you're not doing anything to try to get better. So if he feels like the jokes that he's not going to be productive, then do what you feel like you're going to be productive. Also, like artists shouldn't be judging other people's art. Let artists do whatever he wants to do.
But you never did open mics.
Of course I did open mics.
I thought you skipped the
have to.
line.
I mean, I definitely did open mics. I got fortunate that I didn't have to like be mired in it for so long which was like, I was grateful for it. But yeah, I definitely had to do open mics. It's hard to be productive in open mics for me personally.
I think you should continue to do open mics even if you've gotten to a certain level. Just because if you're getting paid to do comedy, you
That's
should bring your A
practice.
material.
Yeah.
People that treat like you go see Bill Burr live at a theater. That's his open mic, sure, but that's a different level.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still do open mics and I bomb.
You think those A-level people treat gigs like open mics in terms of new
course.
material? Really?
Yeah.
What a luxury.
Yeah, well, they're not gonna do a bar show. They're gonna
of course,
because they're booked up with their stuff. If they're writing a new joke, they're gonna try it out in a theater in front of 5,000 people.
Or like
I never thought of that.
Sometimes when a big comedian wants to do a theater run, they'll do a club run first, and they'll treat the club run as like an open mic.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
they'll be up there. I've been to, they'll have the paper out just like an open mic, except there's 300 people watching them work it out.
Wow.
What a luxury.
Yeah.
And the club run is better because you do like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 2 shows Friday, Saturday. So like you can hit seven times that instead of just doing one theater show.
7 hours of an open mic. It's pretty cool.
What year rather in comedy did you start getting booked for shows and kind of like getting out of?
I started getting booked before I was even doing stand up.
I know you, but I was asking Dylan.
They saw you.
They saw you.
They saw you.
They asked me to do stand up.
You were walking down the street and they were like, "Yeah,
They're like, hey, you want to tell some jokes?
So you get discovered."
They're like, we got a big casino run coming up. We want you to open up for us.
I was probably doing comedy. I don't know, probably like 2 or 3 years before. I was in obscurity for a long time.
Mm-hmm. And that was in Virginia, right?
Yeah, Richmond, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Richmond, Virginia, though, I liked it as a good training ground because Richmond's actually kind of a tough city for comedy because there's a lot of different types of people. But you have the Virginia Beach area, you have D.C., you can go out. Go out west. Short Pump is the name of the name of the.
Have you gone a bunch probably to Virginia? Yeah.
It was actually one of my favorite gigs to go to Richmond because I would drive all the time. And it's a pretty quick, easy drive from the city up to Richmond. Just like a straight shot. What was that like?
Right down 95.
7 or 8 hours.
Yeah.
Just bang it out. Do the weekend. Richmond Funny Bone was run by one of the more. I wouldn't even know what kind of character to call him. Can we say names here? Is that okay? He's not even doing it. Jason?
Oh, Jason, yeah. Jason Dixon. Yeah.
Yeah, you have, so when you
there's
would do the Richmond Funny Bone,
thing,
and they would put you up, you would actually, he lived in the comedy condo.
He did.
So you would go.
First of all, I want to say before if it's going to sound like we're talking shit, I actually like Jason.
No, this
Jason's
is not me
awesome.
talking shit about Jason.
But he lived in, so when you get booked, you travel around, they put you up in their own, they buy a condo.
Yeah.
Or they give you a hotel.
Most of the time they put you in a condo and it's not a great condo. And it has 2 or 3 rooms there. So
But
like
at
the
the
headliner
very-
and feature can both stay in the condo.
But in this one, Jason Dixon lived in
the condo.
in the
The
condo.
GM of the club
And
also
then he-
lived in the condo.
He was like a walking contradiction. He had a very cool muscle car that was like loud, but then he would wear penny loafers.
Yeah, he was. He was a very thin dude. He looked frail, but he was aggressive He was like not passive aggressive. He was aggressively passive.
Sure,
I would say because
But
he
he was
wouldn't
also-
look you in the eye. Like he'd be like, "Hey, is it okay if I do like 5 extra minutes?" And he'd be like, "Well, no, I don't think so. I think it's a terrible idea." And he sounded meek, but it was a little intimidating.
He was also a very, very, very funny comedian.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
And then stopped, retired. I have a fun Jason Dixon story. I used to travel with my dog, who this blue-nosed pit bull that I used to travel with, and I had come up so much, and I would go do shows, and then I would leave the dog at the condo, in the room, and then when I would come back, the dog would inevitably be on the couch with Jason Dixon, like asleep on the couch. And I had to coax my own dog off of Jason Dixon, and he's like cuddling my dog. I'm like, come on, Blue. I'm trying to like not wake the dude up in his own apartment, and my dog is just knocked out with Jason Dixon on the couch. I always found that kind of funny.
I think he moved back to Kansas City now. He's from the Midwest. He was a good comedian back in the day, man. And I guess, I don't know. I mean, you kind of do the same thing. You're a comedian, then you kind of took over a comedy club.
Same thing.
Now you cuddle with dogs on the couch.
I used to feel pity for Jason Dixon. Now he's like my spirit animal. I've become Jason Dixon.
But you enjoy running a club. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll
Kenny,
stop that question.
No, we need to get. I'm happy you brought that up, Dylan, because we need.
Was that the next thing that you ripped up?
This is the next segment of the show. Kenny, there are so many people that are reaching out to me saying we need a State of Union from Kenny Garcia on so many different line items of things.
When you say so many people, do you mean 87?
Yeah, even more than
Okay.
87 people are like, some people aren't even subscribed on YouTube. They're like, yo, like we need a State of the Union. Like, what should we expect going into the new year for like Clearwater Comedy Club, Sunshine City Comedy Club? Like, what are the big plans? Like, what is like, you know?
I'm not here to talk about me. I'm here to talk about Dylan. How big of a fan I am of his work.
Well, I would like to talk about you. And if you don't mind doing a State of the Union and doing it in a presidential accent.
Yeah, and also like specifically the barkers. If you want to address that,
In what regards?
I don't know. That's what I'm hearing. This is real stuff, dude. We talk about real stuff on this podcast.
I think these are personal gripes that he has. He doesn't want to bark anymore, and he's
know.
billing it as. A lot of people are telling me that. A lot of people are saying that I shouldn't bark.
Walk around with TVs on their back. What's going on? What are we? What exactly? Exactly.
This turned into a conspiracy theory podcast real quick.
You've never seen a TV on someone's back before?
No, until I went to Clearwater Comedy Club.
Yeah, we just try to get people in there, and I mean, I'll speak freely. I'm probably gonna ruin all of Clearwater Comedy Club, but
no, don't.
You know, we need.
Yeah, I had a good run. We had a good run. Go ahead.
Look, the barkers are. It's a good way for open mic level comedians to get stage time. Is you go out on the street and you try to get people into the show. And like what I think most, if not all people, they take offense to being asked to bark. But every level of comedian, you're essentially a barker. You just have a different platform. Louis C.K. is barking for every single one of his shows, except he gets to do it on Instagram. He gets to do it on TV. Seinfeld does it on a television show. That's the platform that he has. No one here in this area has that level of platform. So the way that we bark is we have to go out on the street. If for some reason there's this like connotation that it's like demeaning to try to get people to come watch you perform. That's what you should be doing for every single show.
That's what every late night show is, essentially. It's just a commercial for people's stuff. Like Keanu Reeves goes on there and tells an anecdote, whatever, but why is he on there? Because he has a movie coming out.
So, yeah, and like he's not like, oh, I got to go do the Jimmy Kimmel show. And like, sure, like there's like a little bit more clout, it's fancy, but like this is where we're all at in the scene. Like this is the scene. And there's nothing demeaning about being a barker. No. We all should be barkers. We should all want people to go watch us perform. So we should all be down there on the street. We should all be walking around flyering. But for some reason, in this scene, it's considered demeaning, or there's like, it's not demeaning. It's like we should all be trying to get people. I'm trying my hardest. I'm spending thousands of dollars a month with advertising.
He's barking online.
I'm barking online. I'm barking on Facebook. I'm barking on Instagram. Like, go downstairs, bark some people up, and it's great. And then you get to perform in front of people. And then you get to have some stage time, or go just do an open mic somewhere. Like it's just, but there's nothing. The connotation that it's demeaning is like bizarre to me.
I agree with you.
And so, if you don't want to bark, then don't bark. If you think it's beneath you, then don't bark. But like, also recognize that the reason you're getting on stage is because you are barking. Like your talent isn't enough to get you booked on the show otherwise. Until you get funny enough to get booked.
Exactly.
So that's it for me.
Who are these people that have been asking this?
I can't really speak. I don't have names. I just have URLs and like usernames.
There's like I've been hearing through the grapevine that people think of it as like demeaning to be asked to bark.
And I have been hearing that too, which I don't like because I started at Clearwater as a barker as well.
Go down there for 1 hour and talk to people, and it's like, okay, then don't do it.
Yeah.
Like,
if somebody barks, how much time do they get?
So they used to get 5 minutes. And then 5 minutes of time that they wouldn't have otherwise gotten.
But how long do they have to bark
on a real
for 5
show?
minutes?
An hour.
They bark for an hour for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's no you can go down there for half an hour. You know, like ideally it works better if you go down there an hour. And then now we've bumped it up to 7 minutes.
Oh.
And then quite honestly, we usually like to have 2, and if one person barks, then they get to do 10 minutes. Like there's room on the show for people who are barking. And I think the people who are barking are getting better. Mm-hmm. And I think what ends up happening is that a sense of entitlement kind of grows. Like, oh, I shouldn't have to be barking.
Like it's a lack of hunger kind of thing.
And it's like, I'm funny, I should. And it's like, okay, well, then don't bark, and then we'll try to get you booked when we can. If you're funnier than the other 4 people on the show, and more oftentimes than not, they're not funnier than the other 4 people on the show.
But that's how it is in New York, and that's how it is in D.C. Like if you want time at the clubs there, you have to.
Look, the 2 best ways to get stage time in big cities are to be really good at hosting or to bark. And it's just, we have the luxury in Clearwater that there's a lot of people walking around on the street, and so we can't do it at the club in St. Pete. There's just not enough people walking around. So we put most of the time and effort into doing it online. And in Clearwater, we have the luxury of we can do it online, and there's people walking around on the street. And more oftentimes than not, most people are coming up from the street. And
Yeah, they're coming up to you like, "Yeah, tell me about the comedy club." Like,
So-
it's fine.
And it's just 1 hour. You're just outside.
What's the return on that? Like if you hand out 100 flyers, how many people come?
You don't even need to hand out the flyers. Like, it all depends on the people who are walking around on the street. I would say more often times than not, if there's 2 people out there, we're gonna get like 20 to 30 people up.
Okay.
But that's all dependent on if 200 people are walking around on the street.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all hit or miss. It's like, and if they are, the barkers are very helpful. And I think like I've tried to like listen to them. Like they want to do more than 5 minutes. Okay, we could bump it up to 7 minutes. But it's like the notion of like giving an open micer 15 minutes on a show and it's like, okay, people are also paying to come watch the show, and you're not good for 15 minutes. That's just not a good look for us. So.
Does that answer the question of the person you made up?
It's not. Kenny knows there's people out there. There's people out there. I love barking. I did it this week. You know, like you just talked about. I think it's good. You know, we can get more people up for the show. But one idea that I was tossing around with someone else was
We couldn't have done this off camera. The idea.
I know.
Okay,
That's why. Let me just. This is
Say
free
the
flow.
idea.
Why don't you do a monthly open mic at Clearwater Comedy Club, and
Why?
because then you talent barkers out of that.
No, we do 3 open mics at Sunshine.
But how does that help for barkers in Clearwater?
Nothing helps with barkers in Clearwater. You just want to go and do it, and you do it. There's no audition process to barking. Anyone, a homeless guy could be like, "Yeah, I want to bark."
Would you give him 5 minutes?
I give him 7 minutes.
I would actually love to hear a 7 minutes.
He's like, "Oh, guys,
He's just going
it's essentially what Terry Gillespie is doing.
give me my pinky toe back.
He lost his pinky toe?
Yeah.
Bro,
The
somebody,
aliens, they took it.
Anyone could go out there and bark. What do I care? That's helped me get people up.
I also like the idea of like his time. Like, all right, that's my time. He's very respectful of the clock. Yeah, I get one free drink, right? Now let me ask you this: so you bark. What is your technique when you like? Do you just you're reading the people walking up?
No, I'm law of averages. If I talk to 10 people, 2 of them are gonna buy tickets, hopefully.
Okay, but you don't approach each of them
No,
differently?
well, yeah, like I'll do like a little icebreaker.
But you approach them differently.
Yeah,
Like if it's a
I
2
see
parents
someone-
and a kid, or 2 parents and an 18-year-old, or if it's they're younger, they're older.
Yeah, it's
that's
like-
reading the room, dude.
that's
This
exactly
if I
what it
see
is.
someone in a Knicks hat, I'm like, oh, we just started letting Knicks fans in last
Yeah.
week. You know, something silly like that.
That's what they
And
don't
then-
understand too. Like it's actually you're building up skills that you actually need to be a stand-up.
Yeah.
So you're
I
breaking,
get
you're,
Instagrams
you're,
too,
You're
like
reading
everything.
energy. You're breaking the ice. You're, cracking jokes. You're basically doing crowd work.
Yeah, when
out
you
front.
go up on stage, like the first thing you say, some people just open with a joke, but sometimes you kind of introduce yourself, call the room, whatever, and
Yeah.
talk to the people up front. This is the same exact thing. You're introducing yourself. People judge you every 10 seconds, so you got to introduce yourself, be funny, be silly, be attention grabbing. That's the exact same thing when you go up on stage. Mm-hmm. So it is a skill.
Yeah.
So you're saying this is a commercial for barking.
Yes,
It's essentially.
it was in many ways. I wanted this episode to. I wanted to put that out
This
there.
is the
to
barking episode.
This
Yeah.
is the bar.
Okay,
Yeah,
I think
like
I'm.
that. Okay.
I think
Look,
we
I
got-
wish we didn't
Yeah.
need the barkers, to be perfectly honest with you. I wish that everything that I was paying for on social media was working and that the room was sold out every night, and then we could do more things where there's like auditions, like, but the fact of the matter is that it's a necessity for some nights. I like being introduced to people that I otherwise wouldn't have been introduced to. And I think we try our hardest, like for people that are putting in effort up there with the barking, that we try to reward them with not just more stage time at Clearwater, but with stage time at Sunshine and with, some stage time during the week. And then what ends up happening inevitably is that they end up getting booked on the shows during the week. And then they're like, oh, I don't need to bark anymore. And it's like, no, bro, the reason you got booked was because you're barking
Yeah.
and you're helping. Otherwise, like you can just go. It's a way to skip the line, I'd say. Otherwise, like your talent is the back of the line. You're getting to skip the line because you're helping the club and barking people up. You get to get extra stage time you otherwise wouldn't have
And that
gotten.
would hopefully make you better, and which would skip the
And
line.
then
Where
if you're,
stage time is more,
getting better, then okay, now we see you more, and then you can do other shows. But that doesn't mean that you get to stop barking, because until you get like hilarious, when you're like really funny and you're crushing all the time. And like I think this is a scene where we are all aware of like who are the people who are like at the front of the line. and they're gonna get the majority, the lion's share of the bookings. And if you want to kind of be funnier than them, it's real simple.
Yeah.
Or do what other people do. Bring a bunch of your friends to the shows, and then you don't have to bark.
Exactly.
Go to your friends, and then we'll
That's
do it that
essentially
way.
barking, though.
That's
Yeah,
essentially just different
exactly.
barking.
Yeah.
All of it is
Can
barking.
I get that bark again?
I'm not a fan.
I can't whistle
Can I ask
or bark.
Dylan a question?
Woof, woof.
Can we move?
I was
Yeah,
going to ask Dylan a question
Yeah,
too,
ask
but
Dylan a
no,
question.
you
This
asked
is the
Dylan a
Dylan
question. This is the
podcast. Go ahead.
Dylan
You ask a
podcast.
question. I
I think we got like 10
what's
more
your-
minutes of this
yeah,
podcast.
no.
I think
we
I've
have,
said like 6 words. That's good.
Stop.
half an hour.
No, this has been really good. Dylan, what is your favorite memory past 2-3 years inside of comedy? Would you say? Like, can you talk us about any favorite memory?
Being down here. Well, I mean, I have obviously like memories on stage and stuff, working with cool people. Because of Kenny, I got to work with Theo Vaughn. That was
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, at the Tampa Improv. Now the
Wow.
Funny
Do John Mulaney?
That was gonna say that was Theo Vaughn was like really cool on stage, but the John Mulaney thing was
What?
a really cool thing off stage. What's his name? The feature for
Dan Levy.
Dan Levy, no relation. Dan Levy
To who?
was Eugene Levy.
Oh, no.
And there's another guy named his son is Dan Levy.
His son
right?
is Dan Levy.
Yeah, it's not that guy. So Kenny used to open up for Dan Levy. Dan Levy's now open up for John Mulaney when he was filming his Netflix special. And we went
Whoa.
down to the Hertz Arena down in, was that Fort Myers?
Yeah,
area?
Fort Myers.
And got to go backstage, meet John Mulaney. Olivia Munn was there.
Wow.
Yeah. You just unplugged that. I don't know. What,
I don't think
something.
I unplugged it.
No, he did. Okay, cool. And so, yeah, that was really cool. That was probably like a highlight of comedy that was not on stage, was meeting John Mulaney, because he was
Wow.
definitely like an idol of mine growing up. Like,
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. His joke writing is impeccable.
And then there were no phones allowed in the arena, but Dylan and I were able to have our phones. We got VIP.
You don't want to know how we got it in.
No. Shut up.
Yeah.
That was a fun night.
It was not that phone for sure.
Oh, my
That's the one you
God.
turned in, right?
That's the one I turned in, yeah. I have a question for you, Dylan. You're one of my favorite comedians that I've ever met.
Oh, thanks, man.
And my curiosity is, do you feel like you can turn any show into a good show?
Oh, it's a great question.
Yeah.
So you're at the point now in your career, it doesn't matter what the crowd is doing or what the comic did before you. You feel completely comfortable that like you're just gonna do your thing, and you can at the very least.
I'll at very least hold my own. At very least, they won't hate me.
When was the last time you felt unsure of what you were gonna be able to do on stage? Like how long ago was that?
Wow.
Is there a tangible moment when you could feel the switch where you were like, oh, I feel like I have a superpower now?
Well, no. So I actually feel unsure all the time. Like before I go on stage, I have anxiety. I feel unsure and everything.
So what
but
are you anxious about? You know you're good.
I know, and I know that I can do it. And like if there's a lot of different things. If I'm trying some new stuff, if the crowd is too drunk, if the crowd is too quiet or whatever, I'm anxious. But once I get on stage, I feel very confident. Like I'm gonna turn them if they're not on my side. I don't know. The last time I felt like uncomfortable on stage, I mean that's also pretty recent too. So I don't know.
What happened?
I'm gonna work on cruise ships, and cruise ships are not the greatest of crowds. You know, they're not paying for it. They're paying for the ship, but they're not paying for the show, so they're not invested in the show. They just show up and they're hammered. They've been
just
drinking all
something to
day in
do.
Mexico, and they're sunburned, and they're tired, and they're drunk. There's a 15 drink package maximum, and they hit that at 2 in the afternoon. They're hammered, and it's more wrangling at that point. But that's a little when I'm unsure. It's like. Because I could say I could be Bill Burr up there, and they.
So what
still
does that
wouldn't
feel like for you? Does it feel like? Does it like make you question what you're doing? Does it make you
my
feel
entire
like,
existence?
So it makes you feel like you're doing. Does it make you feel like you're doing a different job that you don't want to be doing?
Yeah, it's more. Sometimes it's babysitting.
Yeah.
It really is. It's like you gotta babysit, and also on cruises too is different than a club because at a club, if somebody's being a dick, you can call them a dick, and you
Yeah.
can be me. And
You
the whole
feel like the club has your back.
the club has your back. Cruises, they will side with the
No way.
the guest. If a guest complains about something, they'll give them a free cruise because they want them to come back and spend more money. So they'll just
And
side
they're
with
just
them.
looking at you as like the
Yeah.
talent or whatever. Yeah.
Well, you're just something to fill up the day.
Exactly.
There's no. You don't have any clout, if you will, on the ship
Yeah.
with the corporation of the ship.
Well, I mean, I've been doing it a little while, so like I don't know if I had an issue, I don't think they would fire me outright. Like if it was obviously not too serious, but there have been some comedians that have been fired recently
Why are you smiling?
because some of them
He
are
gets their gigs.
Yeah, well, that might be it too. And somebody put in an anonymous tip.
Dylan also smiles like when a comedian dies. He feels like he moves up.
Yeah. It's like
He's like, hey, well, 174 now.
Yeah, moving up. I get the number in the mail. I'm like, I moved up. Okay, that's cool.
It's a good feeling.
170. Dude, come on.
In Florida.
Oh, in Florida. Yeah. In the greater Tampa Bay area. Yeah. 174. That's about right.
Yeah, I think
that's about right.
I've done the math. I got the list.
Yeah. Where are you? What number are you?
In what?
Ranked. Where would you rank yourself?
In America.
In America.
Oh, God.
I'm probably like, I've thought about this.
Have you?
That's weird.
Like socially?
No, just
not as a person.
Just talent.
Just not as a person, but like as a comedian.
Comedic?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
In the country.
How many comedians do you think are? How many comedians are in the country? Would you say there's 300 million people?
I would
in the United
say
States?
There's at least a million.
I would say there's like probably like 6 million comedians.
I don't think there's 6 million.
No way.
8 million comedians.
You think it's 8 million comedians? And that's wild.
798. Dude. I don't even know how to do the
Could
number
you imagine if
I don't know how to do 2,000 less than 8 million.
Well, you just subtract 2,000.
Yeah, but how would you say it?
998,999. No.
Sure.
Do you think there's even a million
right.
comedians
Math
in the
is tough.
United States?
Yeah, it's probably like a million.
Do you think 1 out of every 300 people is a comedian? No.
I hope the world never gets like that.
I mean, if you're counting like influencers and stuff like that,
yeah,
then maybe.
true. Yeah.
But I don't think 1 out of every 300 people you see on the street are comedians.
Maybe here in St. Pete.
That maybe in New York,
Maybe in
True.
but in Nebraska,
No.
there's 2 comedians in Nebraska, and one of his name is
Nebraska?
Tim, and he's good. That guy's
Mr.
hilarious.
Dylan?
He's the funniest comedian in
Or who?
Nebraska. Huh?
Who? What's
I don't know
his
his last. I don't think he has
It's
a
a
last
fake
name.
name. If you were friends, you would have known that. But you're
Yeah.
just an acquaintance. You don't get his humor.
Tim.
Fuck,
Don't
dude.
pound on the table, dude. That's
Sorry,
podcasting
man,
101.
I'm just cursed and everything too.
Oh,
We're
my
gonna have
God.
to restart.
We gonna start
Welcome
from the
to your
beginning?
only friend.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I'm sweating
Why? You got the
because
jacket
Kenny's
on.
making me nervous. I don't want this. Can we put out everything we
Yeah,
talked
of course.
about? Because I really liked what you had to say. I also really liked what you had to say.
Why are we fist bumping so much
Yeah.
today?
We just did it like 2 times.
You gonna do it
Before
three-way?
before we leave,
okay.
is there anything that you guys
This is the
starting
end. You
with?
said 5:15. I think we got 20 minutes left.
I said at 5:15 at the latest.
Oh, at the latest.
Yeah. I mean,
This has not been going well, so he wants to get out of
no,
here.
it's
early.
going good, and I would like to keep it a good episode.
Yeah, let's keep it a good episode.
You know,
You think it's going to go off the rails if we keep going?
I think not that it's going to go
Can I
off the
speak highly of
rails.
Dylan again?
Yes,
then?
absolutely.
This is
Oh,
gonna-
dude,
I'm-
please,
my goal is to make
more.
him cry.
If this is the last 20 minutes, then I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
So I think Dylan, I've known for a while now, and he doesn't give himself enough credit for how good his comedy career is.
Sure.
Why do you say that, Kenny?
Well, what he's doing is like really, really hard because Dylan gets the most work of any comedian that I know in terms of on his own. Like he's not, I had the luxury of like people would like ask me to come open for them. So which was cool. I don't have to work for those gigs. You know, I make a connection with one guy and they help me get 10, 15 gigs. Dylan is like hunting for all of his gigs, one at a time. And he gets them. And that's like really, really hard. So I just wanted to say,
Oh, thanks, man.
it's really awesome what you do and how much work you're able to cultivate for yourself.
You know, I've only been brought on the road one time by one guy. And
Wow.
Yeah, like we did like a tour, like
But that's more because
Indiana.
of your personality.
Yeah, well, it was like Indiana, Michigan. It was like Iowa and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And that guy,
Who was the comic?
I fucking remember his name. I have his number saved. I've actually blocked him.
I brought you once to open.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
But this was like a run of a week or 2 or 3
Yeah.
weeks. But he actually screwed me over on a lot of money.
Oh, you told me about
Yeah, I
that
told you
before.
the story.
Yeah, it's a good story.
He screwed me over on a lot of money. So we met in Chattanooga. I was featuring, and he's from Michigan or whatever. And I fly out there. We do a run of like 10 shows. He's paying for a lot of stuff, you know. And stuff, but I'm also expected. The deal was for me to get paid.
Yeah.
Essentially like $4,000, $5,000 for. It was probably like 12 shows, so it's not like, I don't know, great money, but
It's good, man.
that's pretty good money. I needed it at the time. So there was some issue with the clubs not paying. They're paying him, and he's going to give me the money, and I fly home, and I don't hear from him. He just stops talking to me, and it was like months go by. I'm hitting him up every day because I need this money bad.
Did you ever get the money?
Yes, I did actually, because I was in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, doing a Comedy Zone, and that's his home club. It's like the club that loves him the most.
It's a great room too.
It's a great room.
And
his picture is on the wall.
The hotel and the comedy club are connected.
Yeah,
you don't even need to go outside.
Exactly.
One of my favorites.
I just start talking shit about him on stage because his picture's on the wall. Like they have like drawings of everybody, and it's like it's the icons. It's like Cheech and Chong. It's like all these icons, and then in fucking his face is like, why is he here? And I just start talking shit about him, and then the sound guy messages him, and it's like, hey, this comedian's talking shit about you, not paying him or whatever, and then he comes over on the God mic like 10 minutes later. He's like, Dylan, check your account. And I pull out my phone on stage and he pays me. He paid me all of the money. And I was like, yeah, take back whatever I said about him. He's a nice guy. You know what I mean? That guy's,
shit,
yeah.
That's awesome, that's an awesome story.
But no, that guy sucks, man. That guy,
how many months?
that guy's a piece of shit. Huh?
How many months in between?
So it was over a year. But he had like sent me like $400 once a couple months later, and then like $500 once and then I just stopped talking to me. So I got all of the rest of the money all at once at a time. It wasn't $5,000. It was probably like $3,000. But I needed the money. Like,
imagine if you were like drinks for everybody.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That would
I
be
wouldn't
crazy.
do that. No.
Oh, you
I needed the money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just said that.
Yeah, I just needed that. Yeah, I'm not
yes.
gonna buy
We're
anything.
acquaintances.
No.
I understand.
So anywho, I think that's like commendable. Like that you get so much work. And
Thanks,
I think
man.
that's. I don't think people are like seeing that. Like, you know, I think sometimes you miss that too. Like,
Do you ever send out emails and stuff to places? Do you ever reach out to other comedians in other cities?
I just started doing that recently. Like, not as much as probably you're doing it on a purposeful and disciplined level, but I just started like.
But that's the job. The job is sending the emails.
Yeah.
When you get
EPK.
to that, when you get to that level where you're trying to cultivate a living, that's what Dylan's doing. The job is sending the emails.
Yeah, you're barking for yourself.
Think about how many shows you do for free. Mm-hmm. So now he's at the point now where he's like, where he feels like he's actually getting paid for, and correct me if I'm wrong, is to get to the place.
Yeah, the travel is.
You're paying me to get to the gig because I'll do the show for free.
Yeah.
This is fun. The shows are fun.
The shows are fun.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
you gotta pay me to get there though.
Pay for the travel.
You gotta pay for my time.
And you have to approach it in a certain way. I know. I'm not going to say any names, but you recently got the worst email.
I mean, I shared it with you, so I don't mind sharing it. It was
You don't have to
goofy.
say any names, but
I mean, the
so
guy's a nobody.
when you approach, if you were to email a booker and say, hey, essentially just you're trying to get your foot in the door and perform at this place, how would you do that?
Me?
Yeah, how would you?
Keep in mind, this is a cold call.
This booker has never heard of you before.
So
Okay. So I just did this in Philly because I'm
Right.
trying to get.
Let's see how you did it.
I emailed and was like, "Hello, I'm Jared Dykas.
That's a
I'm an
good start.
aspiring." Yeah, that's a good start.
Why aspiring?
Because I've only been doing comedy for 2 years,
Okay, go ahead.
so I just want to be truthful. But I'm an aspiring comedian. Grew up here in Philadelphia. Have a bunch of connections and network in here, and I think I can bring some ticket sales.
So your pitch was more about bringing butts in the seats
on a night where they want to have.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad.
terrible.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said aspiring.
Yeah, don't say that.
But then I also have a Google Drive link with like an 8-minute set
Nobody's
from a
watching
professional.
sets anymore.
Are they not
No one wants to watch it.
good? I mean, not good, but I mean, thank you for telling me that.
You should put it, but no one's watching.
Yeah,
Really?
It's like it's required, but like if you don't send it, you're essentially like you're dismissed. But
You should put
You
it
should-
at the bottom.
you should put it
I
anyways,
promise
yeah.
you, no one's watching it.
They're really just clicking your profile type of thing.
No, what they're doing is you just have to catch the booker when he's making the bookings, or be so funny that you're at the top of their mind when they're doing their bookings. And so like that's like the dance. You don't want to be too annoying. You don't want to get forgotten about. And so, but if you understand it's the job, then I'm sure he has a way that he likes to send his emails, and it works because it gets him booked. I had a way that I like to send my emails, and it worked because it got me booked. And like another part of it is like the professionalism and like who you've maybe were introduced to with the time, and like how you put what you're putting in the subject. Like you're selling yourself,
Oh, I also put your name in the email.
and that didn't help.
It did.
Oh.
I mean, I
he
think.
sent you the email.
It was 2 minutes.
Put your name in there. Yeah, $2. Well, no. What I was gonna say is when you send these emails, do the legwork for them. Don't be like, hey, I'm free. I'm whatever. Can you have any spots? Just be like, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be
These
free
dates.
these dates. I'm gonna be in Philly these dates. I've already looked at you have a third, or obviously the weekend probably you get your headliner, but like maybe a Wednesday, Thursday show. I can bring some people to those. You're doing the legwork for them. If you do a lot of the job for them, they're more likely to help.
That's great.
And
That's a great
So
advice.
there's a lot of comics will be like, "This is my avails," and they just send a litany of lists. And I'm
I
like,
never
what do you want
understood
me to do? You want me to cross-reference this with everything?"
Yeah.
He said it perfectly. Like, you would look at their calendar and you go, "Hey, you guys have this show. I'm available. I'm coming from this city. I would love to just pop in. I want to do this. Is this? Or I saw you don't have this on the date. Can I do that date? Or this date?" And then, like he said, you do all of the work, most of the work for them, so that they just have to say, "Yeah, come through."
And especially if you like when you get up a little higher in the game, like you start meeting other comedians. Now you see that so and so. I see Kenny is headlining this club in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Well, I can be in Chattanooga and he's gonna be there in 3 months. I'm gonna email them. Hey, I know Kenny. I'll text Kenny. Hey, can you would it be okay if I open for you? Like you start
other way,
doing
too.
yeah. You
Yeah.
start
The easiest way to get gigs is through other comedians.
yeah.
and
They
you'll
bring you along.
They'll find that through just any show. Like, any show you get booked on is usually another comic vouching for you or another comic bringing you. But like, it is important to still go through the clubs every once in a while.
Yeah.
And that's what he does very, very well.
And does that bring you a more depthful amount of relationships by not being dependent on other comedians and going directly through the clubs?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because you build up the relationship with the club.
Mm-hmm. That's what I would think.
If
Then
I'm
it's
friends with
like-
Kenny and he brings me along, they're gonna forget about me because they
Exactly.
see comedians every single week. But if I can establish a relationship with the club, obviously I'm still gonna be friends with the comedian, but I'd like to have the relationship with the club from the professional stance.
That's great. That's
and
really
get
great.
brought back without Kenny sometime. Maybe I can be the headliner, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's just literally doing the legwork for them. If you help them do their job, they're way more likely to book you.
That's
and
great.
it's also like, I also think Dylan has mastered or getting close to mastering the taking makeable shots. There's nothing, you can't make a shot unless you take a shot.
Michael Scott said that.
I know. And then, but take makeable shots. He's not like, "Hey, I want $4,000 to headline, Valentine's weekend."
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, they're not just gonna dismiss it, and then you look foolhardy, So like,
Yeah.
I have a lot of people that reach out with very unreasonable requests, and it's just like, it's kind of like, just fuck off, Like, I don't even. This is a waste. I'm gonna read all.
It has to be smart business at the end of the day.
It's not
anyway.
even smart business. It's just a way to do it. And then I had I got a kick recently. I shared it with Dylan, but someone messaged me.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping you would talk about.
I mean, I'll talk about it. It was kind of goofy, but someone messaged me, and it was just very poorly done, and it was very unprofessional. And normally I would just ignore them, but they caught me on a good day, and I just emailed back, "You're doing this wrong." That's all I said back to them.
Now, what was the worst thing they did in the initial email?
It was just very entitled. It was, "Hey, I'm looking for the booker. This is my Instagram. This is my phone number.
I've worked at the.
I've done this club and this."
Yeah.
He listed 2 clubs. And then there was a video, and then it was just very entitled. It was just like, it would be like, "Hey, I want to work
Here's
at
my turn.
it's like, "Hey, I want to work at Keller Williams. Here's my number. Reach out when you're ready."
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, "Well, give me your skills." And it's like, I don't know who's, so it's just, so I said, "You're doing this wrong." And then he was offended. And the way that I was reaching out was more in line of like, if he had a good personality, he would have been like, "Okay, can you just help me out here? Help a brother out."
Yeah.
And I would have helped him. Instead, he was like a little poofy about it. He was like, "Well, bro, I'm just good faith trying to reach out to, dominate your club, la, 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 la." So he kind of came back, and then I emailed again, and I said, "You're still doing this wrong." And then he started like dissing the clubs, and then
Yeah, he
dissing
started
me.
making fun of the club.
And then I was like,
He called it an F room.
he says an F room, and then Dylan had a really good retort, and I was like, "Well, you still can't get booked at an F room." So,
Yeah, so what does that say about you?
so and then the way I ended, I was like, "You're still doing this wrong." I just kept
Yeah.
reiterating. But what the funniest part was that Gmail will summarize emails for you.
Yeah.
The summary is the summary is the best. We
I
don't
sent him the
usually read it.
screenshot
Yeah.
of the summary, and it was like, "This person introduces himself to Kenny." Kenny informs him he's doing this wrong.
They trade verbal
They
insults.
traded verbal insults, resulting in nothing moved forward.
They traded insults is my favorite part of that summary.
And I thought I was like, this is actually quite funny, and I sent it to him because I never really pay attention to the summary, but I happened to
glance at it.
Yeah, but honestly, like his thing was entitlement. Like, be grateful. Like, just literally, if you're trying to get into a club, take whatever you can get. Like,
well, it's not just I don't have any expectations that you should be grateful for being considered.
well, just being thankful is what I'm saying.
It's
It's
just
like,
you come with a certain measure of humility, like hey, look,
Humility's
I have
probably
no
better
idea who you have no idea who I am. First off, so introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jared. I'm a comedian out of New York City. I'm going to be in Florida. I've heard great things about your room. I'm going to be there this date to this date, wondering if there's any room for me to hop on a show. Would love to be considered.
really good at barking.
I'm friends with Dylan. I'm friends with Dylan, and he mentioned that it'd be a good idea.
You can drop names too.
It'd be a
You
good
get the
idea.
person's permission, but if you can drop names, dude,
It's
that's
a good idea for
huge.
me to reach out. And then I will read that, and I'll be like, okay, cool. Like, I know Dylan's funny. He wouldn't vouch for this person. So then normally what I would do before even reaching back, I'd be like, yo, Dylan, this guy reached out to me. Is he funny? And he'd be like, yeah, he's funny. And then I'll respond.
I wouldn't say that.
And so, but if you're going to do it cold and you have no one that can vouch for you, then you go, hey, my name is this. I'm going to be in your city. I would love to do the club. I've heard good things. I would love for you to take a look at me. If there's any room for me to jump on a show, I would love the opportunity.
Yeah.
And then I look at it and I go, we'll see if something could line up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in your city on these dates. Again, doing the legwork for
The
them.
better the email, the more room there is for it to be considered. And that seems like with any job. You're applying for a job or you're interested in a job, you go,
Also, have a professional email. Do you have like an official comedy email, or you just use your?
No, that's a great idea. I have Jared Dykas
Don't be
at
like
Gmail.
tight pants sexy 69.
Well,
like
it's Jared Dykas at
it's fine.
Gmail.
That's a professional email. That's your name.
That's
Like
my
what
name.
he's saying is don't have like a
Hotmail.
Yeah, or don't have like T467 at Gmail. Just
Funny
it should
guy.
be your name.
I have two emails, and I like because I have the one where I use as personal, then I have one specifically for comedy.
That's smart. Yeah.
So that way it just keeps everything separated so much easier. That
Yeah,
way
that
it doesn't
makes
get
sense.
lost
Alright,
in the
let's-
sauce.
So let me. I have the summary here. Can I read it?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Read the summary.
So the person's name I'm gonna omit. It goes blank inquired. This is the first. It's 3 dots. So first dot. Blank inquired about performing at the comedy club and provided his contact information. Kenny Garcia repeatedly told blank he was doing this wrong and provided his own contact details. The exchange escalated into personal insults regarding their respective businesses and talents. It
That's a pretty good summary.
was great. It was
Great
perfect.
summary. Yeah.
But that made me laugh. So I was
Yeah.
like, I got to screenshot this.
That's great. Anything that you'd like to promote, Don?
To 87 people.
87. Oh wow.
We're
Okay,
probably
wow.
at
I
88
had
by
no
now.
Probably.
By the time this
my
is
mom's
out.
watching. No, I mean I go on another ship. Then I'm doing a theater in Fort Myers next Saturday.
Dude, that's sick.
But yeah, I'll be headlining a theater in Fort Myers, and then I'm actually going to be going on a military tour a military comedy tour with me, Chris Trani, Vince Taylor, and Manny Acosta. Through AFE, Armed Forces Entertainment. We're going to be going like 7 different countries. Yeah, it's up there. And then everything's written on the ceiling. I'm
Tyler
reading
Prop
it.
up there?
Yeah.
What's going
What is it? It's up there. That's my thing.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, man.
man.
It's going to be like November 11th through the 29th.
Yeah, that's
Is this your
Yeah.
second USO tour?
Nope.
Third?
Never done a USO tour.
What was the first tour you did at the
AFE, Armed Forces Entertainment. USO is like, it's a private company. So
USO?
Yeah.
It's the government one.
Government jokes. Can you drop your Instagram?
yeah, at Dylan Stands Up, DYLAN Stands Up, Instagram, Twitter, Grindr, whatever you guys use. So
Cool.
Remember Grindr?
That's how we met.
Yeah, that's how we met.
And Kennard, what about you, sir?
Kennard.
Just SunshineCityComedyClub.com and ClearwaterComedyClub.com. If you're a Barker, we love Barkers. And we'd love for you to just, give a good old honest effort. And I love seeing you guys get better on stage.
Let me get that bark again.
That was the best one of the show. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe. We're going to get to 100 subscribers soon. Love you all. God bless. Bye-bye.